Another big corporation moving its headquarters from California to the great state of Texas. Let's check it out.
Gas giant Chevron leaving the Golden State amidst a sometimes contentious relationship with California.
The company is moving its headquarters to Texas following the footsteps of Elon Musk. KCAL News reporter Gio Insignaris here now with that decision and what led up to it and the impact it may have.
That's right. Juan, Susie, good evening to you guys. It's a big deal, major milestone for this company and for this state. Chevron's been centered in California for more than a century. Its corporate offices have been in the Bay Area in San Ramon since 2002. And this announcement is a sign of the shifting times and energy priorities, particularly for California. Experts say the move is not a surprise, but another step toward what each side believes it's in its own best interests. One of California's and America's oldest companies is leaving the Golden State for more oil-rich pastures. Chevron announcing today it's moving headquarters from California to Houston, Texas. It's a decision that comes after years of disagreements, and one that consumer watchdog President Jamie Court says makes perfect sense for the company.
They know their days are numbered in California, and while they'll always be making some gasoline, they'll be taking less and less oil out of the ground, and they do not see this as a growth area.
California has been aggressive on pushing toward clean energy. In one example, just last year, the LA County Board of Supervisors voted unanimously to ban new oil and gas extraction and phase out existing operations. Chevron CEO telling the Wall Street Journal policies like these raise prices and hurt consumers. One energy expert says a more business-friendly environment is among the factors that attracts companies like Chevron.
Every oil company that's consolidated back to Texas or into Texas for the first time has discovered that employees here tend to work harder and longer. Maybe not the best thing for those in California to hear, but the companies tend to benefit from that.
Additionally, last fall, Chevron and several other big oil companies were sued by the state of California, alleging a pattern of lying to the public about potential global warming risks linked to fossil fuels. Chevron.
Yeah, real quick, this makes a whole lot of sense for Chevron because Texas is the #1 oil-producing state in the country. We produce 43%, account for 43% of the U.S. oil production. And rounding out the top 6 would be New Mexico, North Dakota, Alaska, Colorado, and Oklahoma. But Texas is by far the #1 oil-producing country in the state. Producing state in the country, and it makes total sense. Plus, you look at the top marginal corporate income tax rates in the United States of 2024. California has the 6th highest at 8.84%. In Texas, no corporate income tax. So there you go. Makes perfect business sense for Chevron to move its headquarters to the state of Texas for no taxes, no corporate tax, income tax, and then the top oil producing state in the country. Common sense.
Officials have argued against the lawsuit and pushed back against California's climate initiatives.
It's definitely California versus big oil. And we're saying they're not welcome. On the other hand, we're welcoming all sorts of clean energy companies.
Chevron is now the latest company departure from the state, as others, like Elon Musk, recently said his companies, SpaceX and X, were also relocating to Texas from California. Today's announcement essentially ends a 145-year relationship, one that once featured Los Angeles as one of the world's largest oil exporting regions back in the 1920s. But is now shifted into a place where the two can't coexist the way they used to, given the evolution in each side's priorities.
Chevron's been a California company for a long time, but it's always been a petroleum company, and it's always going to be a petroleum company. I think it's a natural synergy. I think it was a business decision, not a political decision.
2,000 California employees will join the 7,000 already in Houston over a 5-year transition period. Some operations will remain in San Ramon, but the company said it expects all corporate functions to move to Houston over these next few years. Juan, I'll send it back to you.
Yeah,
all right, now economically, this is great for the state of Texas. We produce a lot of oil here, so like I said, it just makes sense to have Chevron in Texas. Now, I know there will be worry about people voting Democrat. Well, you're going to have some. You're also going to have a lot who will vote Republican. Then you also have a lot who will not vote at all. Big companies moving here has not really changed the demographics of the state. But if you look at the last election in 2022, the state went more red. This is a very business-friendly state, and it's why Elon Musk has set up shop here. We'll get into that in a second, but first I wanted to talk about the economics of Texas and why so many companies move here. Like I said, no, the low taxes, business friendly environment, lots of land, major airport hubs. Centrally located in the country. It makes perfect sense to have headquarters here. And look, I wouldn't worry too much about. You might have a lot of conservatives who work for Chevron, big oil company, big petroleum company, and they may not agree with the left wing policies out there in California because it impacts their livelihood. So, yeah, this is a good thing. It brings more jobs to the state, more economic growth. GDP numbers will go up because of this. You attract businesses out here. It attracts more businesses, more people to come, and keep this state economically at the forefront of the country to fight off some of those headwinds we face nationally, with high inflation and all that, and unemployment numbers going up. But this is great news. It's good to Elon Musk. When he announced via X, I'm actually warming up to the idea of calling it X for over Twitter. But anyway, following his decision in 2021 to move the headquarters of the electric car company Tesla from Palo Alto, California to Austin, Texas, in the wake of coronavirus lockdowns in the Bay Area the year before. Now, two of Musk's other major holdings are making symbolic moves out of California. SpaceX to the company's Starbase launch facility near Brownsville, Texas, and X to Austin. The new gender identity law signed by Governor Gavin Newsom, a Democrat, on Monday, this is from July, bars school districts in California from requiring teachers to disclose a change in a student's gender identification or sexual orientation to their parents. Musk wrote on X that the law was the final straw, prompting the relocation to Texas where the billionaire executive and his companies could take advantage of lower taxes and light touch regulations. Earlier this year, SpaceX transferred its incorporation from Delaware to Texas after a Delaware judge invalidated his pay package at Tesla. Elon Musk said because of this law and many others that preceded it, attacking both families and companies, SpaceX will now move its headquarters from Hawthorne, California to Starbase, Texas. Look, and the thing is that Elon Musk is now endorsing Donald Trump for president. So this may have some impact going down to his employees. Like I say, it could be a blend of Democrats, Republicans within Elon Musk companies, and it could be some independents there. But I think people should largely understand that you come here for your companies being moved here for a reason, for a better business environment, lower taxes. And what's the reason for that? Leadership at the top. It's the reason why Greg Abbott was endorsed by so many business leaders in Texas. A lot of CEOs endorsed him. There were even left-leaning companies who donated to him because he's business-friendly. So yeah, you can't go from California and go to Texas and not know why you're here. People have to do their research. They have to understand if you're a left-wing lunatic or if you're in the middle, make sure you vote accordingly because this is the reason why Texas is thriving economically. But all right, guys, thanks for listening. Like and subscribe. See you next time. Thank you. Take care.